Aloha, my name is Peter Pokahapea. I'm 54 years old and I'm from Honolulu, Kauai now.
And I'm Drew Harrison. I'm 50 years old. I'm from the South Bay, but I live on the Big Island of Hawaii right now. Been living there for 16 years, buddy.
You're only 50?
I'm only 50.
I really hate you. Spent a lot of years here in California. I moved over in 1961, and then Chubby Mitchell and Kimo Hollinger and Chick Edmondson first took care of me when I moved to the South Bay. Collecting bubble up bottles. You know, none of these guys have to collect bubble up bottles.
Used to get a nickel piece.
That's right. You're a nickel up bottle for a bubble up bottle.
All right. You know what I mean? That's paid for your parking meters.
Great, man. They should have more of these, you know. I mean, all year round and all over the world. It's really good for the community and for the legends and the older guys and the younger guys.
This is really a nice event because you've got everybody from the 60s, the 70s to today. All the top riders from today, the great legends from yesterday. It's really a nice event. This is something that everybody should come down and be a part of.
Long time since I've been at this pier. You know, matter of fact, I was going through all my old stuff. I got a picture of me and Pete Johnson and a couple other guys that won these old contests in 1963, I think, 64. But yeah, it brought back a lot of memories.
I started surfing in Hawaii in 1946. I wasn't surfing actually. But that's the first time I went surfing. Those were the days of the hollow boards, and I was out there swimming at Waikiki. And the guy lost his board. I grabbed it, thinking that I had found something and was going to run to the beach. But instead, he talked me in to go surfing. So we went surfing that day at Waikiki Beach, and I was hooked ever since, as they say. It's a wonderful time of my life.
What a lifestyle we lead. It's really neat, and we hang around with neat friends. I'm just still happy to be able to do this.
My dad had me in the water when I was 6 years old in Waikiki.
Who are the big influences?
Would be Rabbit, Kai, his brother, and a couple of Hawaiian guys at that time.
Where did you learn to ride the nose?
Actually, I didn't really ride the nose until I came to California. Probably influenced by Lance Carson and Dewey Weber.
I was on my way to a surf contest in Texas, and everything kept going wrong with a van. Kept breaking down the middle of it and everywhere. And so then I said, well, one gas station, there was this shop right across the street in this town in Texas. And it was a huge store, and it was nothing but hats. So I walked in there, and I go, I want one of those Haas hats. And this is back in like 68, 69. It cost $50. $50 then is like about $500 nowadays. So I bought this hat, and then the van ran perfectly for the next like 1,000 miles. And then as soon as I pulled into where the contest was at Port Isabel, Texas, went across this little bridge. All of a sudden I heard a kaplunk, kaplunk, and the dry shaft broke, fell off, and shot up and went through the transmission. And so then, at least we made it to the contest. But I kept the hat ever since, and every time I surfed in the contest, the whole deal was when I wanted to meet chicks and stuff on the beach, I'd go up and introduce myself and say, my name's Mike Purpose, and the only way I can do any good in my heat is if you wear my hat while I'm surfing. Then if you think that I'm an all right kind of a guy or something, then I'll do good in my heat. And so then I get some girl to wear my hat while I'm out my heat. And then if I won the heat, automatically I had a date with that chick that night, so it worked really good. Am I in the next one? Well, how long before I go out? Grimmy's a little guy that's really, all he cares about is surfing. Eats, drinks, and sleeps surfing every day. Wants to have the surfer look. Wants to be associated with a surfer, and wants to just, all he cares about is surfing.
Well, there's probably a lot of different meanings about being a Grammy, but when I think of Grammy from the time period that I came of, it's just like, this little Menahuni that does everything they can to shake the pillars of society.
A Grammy, that's the modern day term now, I think, is Grom. And that's just like a little wannabe surfer guy, and they're all over the place. And just a up and coming surfer, a young surfer.
Were they problems when you were a kid?
Not really, because back then we had duct tape, and so if they got out of control, we just like tape them to a tree or a board and just kind of float them out to sea.
Qualifies a guy as a full-on Grammy.
Yeah.
When we were kids, we had Model A's and we went surfing at the Cove. Well, at that time, everybody was sleeping alongside the Manhattan Pier, and they just had their sleeping bags thrown out on the beach, and they'd surf all day, and then they'd go out and try and hustle gals and drink and raise hell, and then crawl into their sleeping bags. But we got through surfing at the Cove. And when we came up the trail, there was this old dead skunk laying there. So I clothespined my nose and tied a rope around his tail, and we tied him to the other end of our Model A, and we drug him from the Cove back to the Manhattan Pier. And we took this skunk and we put him in Velzy's sleeping bag. And it was just perfect. He was just laying there with his little paws out and shit, stinking up Velzy's bag. So Bing Copeland, my sidekick in crime, we were laying about 50 feet away trying to survive the stink. And Velzy comes strolling down about 2 o'clock in the morning after getting totally shit-faced at one of the local bars. And he's kind of having stumbling along, and he finds his sleeping bag, and he's so blurry-eyed he can't see the skunk, and he crawls in with the skunk. Man, 30 seconds go by or less, and he comes barreling out of there, runs down the beach at 2 o'clock in the morning and hits the water. And Bing and I over there, I think that's an evening we got our merit badges for being full-on Grammys.
Rabbit. So what do you think, huh? What do you think of San Clemente? Are you having fun down here at the pier?
I'm looking at it, and it's a good place to have fun down here, especially by sea. It's really good, and that place is really humming. The left is good, and long left.
So you got a heat coming up here pretty soon, huh?
I'm with your dad.
You're with Pops.
So here I would say we're going to have fun out there.
Well, let's see if I got anything left. Pretty beat, pretty tired, but you know what? These guys are having too much fun, and really not supposed to surf this being a promoter, but never one to turn down fun, so hopefully they'll go easy on me. I think LJ and Purpose are going to do a clinic on me, actually.